Hey all, today we'll be dealing with the poem We Sinful Women, written by Kishwar Naheed. Kishwar Naheed is a feminist Urdu poet. She has written several poetry books. She was born in 1940 in India. Later, she migrated to Lahore in Pakistan after partition in 1949 with her family. She also was a witness to the violence, including rape and abduction of women associated with the partition of India. All those bloodshed had left a lasting impression on her at a very young age. All those gruesome sights which she had to witness accompanied her throughout her life, and it's a driving force which led her to write many famous feminist poems and works. She, at her very young age, she also had faced struggles to receive education from a society where women were not allowed to go to school. She has written 12 volumes of her poetry and published from both Pakistan and India. Many of her works were translated into other languages as well. And this particular poem, We Sinful Woman, it was first published in Lahore in 1990 and later in London in 1991. And this poem was referred as women's anthem among Pakistani feminists. She has also written several children books and had won UNESCO award for children literature, and her love for children is as much as her concern for women. She expresses this concern through her poems. She focuses on the plight of women in a male dominated society, and this We Sinful Woman is that particular kind of poem which shows the same plight of women in a male dominated society and the need for women empowerment and emancipation in a male dominated society. And before going into each stanza, I would like to add that the full poem is a comparison. It's a comparison between the sinful woman and the conventional woman. And the sinful woman is women who are not confining to the rules of the society. They are fighting for their empowerment and emancipation, and they want to get out from the exploitation of men as well as the society, the religion, and all the system that suppresses women. And the conventional woman to which Kishwar Naheed is comparing herself and other feminist women is the stereotypical women who are living by the rules of the society. And those women are praised by the society for living a suppressed life inferior to men. These women are living to please the society and please the men. Okay, now let's look into the first stanza of the poem. It is we sinful women who are not awed by the grandeur of those who wear gowns, who don't sell our lives, who don't bow our heads, who don't fold our hands together. So it is very understandable that each line is very simple. So this first stanza, the poet is addressing to herself as well as the other feminist woman. She is saying about the peculiarities of these women who are being called as sinful by the society. And the poet is saying that we sinful women are not awed by the grandeur of those who wear gowns. So here the poet is meaning that there are women out there who are living with the conventions. They are stereotypical women who are living by the norms of the society, and they are wearing large gowns to cover their parts of their body. And the poet is saying that the sinful woman, including herself, are not intimidated by the magnificence of those who wear gowns, since they does not want to just confine into merely a gown. They want to wear different clothes, they want to enjoy their life, and they just don't want to waste their life in just a piece of gown, not just by owing with the grandeur of a gown. And she's also saying that we don't sell our lives, which means that in in a stereotypical society, in a male dominated society, women are actually selling their lives to males because they does not have their own wishes, they don't independent, they don't have a word a word of self expression. They are just living to please the society as well as men. They are not living for themselves. And the poet is proudly saying that we are that woman who does not sell our life. We don't live for other people, we don't live for the society, and we don't live for the male folks, but instead we live for ourselves. And the poet is proudly saying that we are sinful women, and we love to live our life this way, a way which does not exploit their life. And we don't bow our heads, which means that these sinful women are not ready to bow their heads to anyone. This sinful woman, as sinful women, they are not ready to bow their heads to anyone, not to the society, not to the male. It does not literally means just bowing the head. It means that they are not ready to live their whole life inferior to a society which is entirely dominated by males and who don't fold our hands. So this means we sinful women are not ready to fold their hands in suppression. So in the first stanza, the poet actually means that they are not ready to surrender with any of their rights to please the society or to please the men. They are living for themselves, and they are not ready to compromise their lives for the sake of others. Now let's look into the second stanza. It is we sinful women, while those who sell the harvest of our bodies become exalted, become distinguished, become the just princes of the material world. So in the second stanza, the poet means that she's saying about the women who sell their bodies, who sell their lives, and who fold their hands together in suppression. And she is addressing to the woman who does not care for their own freedom and rights and just living a life for the sake of the society and other males. And these women are always treated like goddess. They are treated like princess because they just confine to the norms of the society. They live according to the needs of the religion, needs of the society, needs of the male, and hence they are being praised as goddesses, they are being praised as princesses. And also the male who are suppressing these women are praised for their achievements. And these male who leads a life exploiting the women are always considered as heroes, and they are being treated very respectfully for their achievements. So, leading a system like polygamy was considered like an achievement for male. On the other hand, if a female cared to do so, she is called as sinful or she is addressed as a prostitute. And this is the reality of the material world that Kishwar Naheed is trying to express through this poetry. She is saying that this is a harsh reality that is happening all around the world. Like women who are stereotypical, are treated as goddesses, and who are fighting for their rights are treated as sinful women. Okay, now let's go into the next stanza. It is we sinful woman. So we can see that in each stanza, the first line is it is we sinful woman. So the poet is again stressing the very same idea that she is not ashamed to be a sinful woman whom the society calls them. She is proudly saying that she is a sinful woman. She is being called a sinful woman just because she is fighting for the emancipation and empowerment of women. Okay, it is we sinful women who come out raising the banner of truth up against the barricades of lies on the highways, who find stories of persecution piled on each threshold, who find that tongues which could speak have been severed. So, in this stanza, the poet is actually saying why they are being called as sinful women. They are called sinful because they try to bring out truth from the lies. Because the poet considers everything happening around her as the lies. It is the lies that came up from religion, that woman should always obey men. These are all lies, that woman should lead a life under the male, they should be protected by the male, and these are all lies. And the people who are trying to bring the truth out and break out all the lies are these sinful women. Since they are trying to bring out the truth, they are being called as sinful women. It is because if the truth comes out, no woman will ever be exploited, and no male can show their superiority to any woman. So, this is not decided by the society. The society always wants a clear distinction between male and female, and that distinction is that male is always superior to female, and these sinful women are always trying to bring out the truth that male and female are all equal, and there is no such difference between a woman and a man. And that is why Kishwar Naheed is saying that they come out raising banner of truth up against the barricades of lies on the highways. And whenever these women, these feminist women, including the poet, is trying to speak up the truth, their tongue has been sliced, have been severed, because they don't want to hear the truth. The society does not want to hear the truth. The people who are thinking that the society should be a male dominated society does not want to hear this truth, and they want to suppress these feminist women who fight for their freedom, and they always try to suppress these women, and they always try to slice the tongue which speak up the truth. And this idea is given in this stanza of the poem. Now let's look into the next stanza. It is we sinful women now, even if the night gives chase, these eyes shall not be put out, for the wall which has been raised, don't insist now on raising it again. So, in this stanza, the poet is trying to say that whatever measures the society and the people who think that male should be dominated takes to suppress them, they will not get suppressed, and they will come even powerful to speak up the truth. Now, even if the night gives chase, these feminist women are saying that even if the night gives chase, because they are always being chased because they speak up the truth, and they are always chased to get suppressed. And even if this chase happens at night, they will not stop their struggle to bring up freedom for women, and these eyes shall not be put out. So whatever measures they try to suppress us, we does not put up our mission of emancipating women. And also the poet is saying to the people who try to suppress them to be beware and don't try or don't dare to raise the wall against them because they come up even stronger. Okay, now let's move on to the next stanza, which is a repetition of the first stanza. It is we sinful women who are not awed by the grandeur of those who don't sell our bodies, who don't bow our heads, who don't fold our hands together. So it's a reassurance she's giving that we are not like the stereotypical woman. We are far, far different from them, and we will always try to emancipate the woman from the clutches of this society, clutches of the male dominated society, and clutches of the religion, which had always been trying to suppress women. Thank you.